The gateway to the west is the site of the 13th race of the 2023 Apex Energy Truck Series season. Welcome to the third rendition of the Pienta Designs 150. Tonight we're at Worldwide Technology Raceway here in Madison, Illinois. It's a beautiful area in St. Louis. Can't say the same about the St. Louis Cardinals, but that's a story for another day. It's 84 degrees and a light breeze coming from the east. Ryan O'Hara here alongside my humble correspondent, Tony Hilbrand. And Tony, let's take a deep dive into the point standings as the championship battle narrows down.
I got to bring those up here quick. So if you want to start off.
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
Sorry.
Well, taking a look at the point standings, Johnny Rapp is obviously our points leader, 3 wins on the season. Last week, kind of a disappointing finish as Josh Ward ended up finishing well ahead of him. Now that points battle is down to just 10 points. And Tony, with just 3 races left on the season, you know, the points battle's a little bit tight for the top 2 drivers. You got Rapp and Ward. Rhett Tucker's back there lurking, down 36 points. So he's got, I mean, just with how the point system works in this, I guess you want to call it a league.
Yeah.
In this league, Tucker's probably going to have to at least win a race or pray that either Ward or Rapp find trouble today.
He's probably going to have to roll off top 5s the rest of the season and hope Ward and Rapp have at least one bad race, because again, it's like 1 point per position after first. I think the first gets a couple separation and then all the bonus points. But yeah, being 36 points behind with only 3 races left counting tonight, because yeah, I believe counting night there's only 3 races left, so he's got to make up 12 points per race at least. So that's going to be hard to do with how well Rapp and Ward have been running this year. Rapp has 3 wins, Ward has 2. And I think they're going to be strong the rest of the season as well. So I think it's come down to just the two of them here to finish this off. But anything can happen, you know. Anything can happen, you know.
And speaking of which, our buddy Evan Pienta just crashed off turn 4. And that's how he concludes his final practice as they head into qualifying. Obviously, Gateway, I guess you can call this place Gateway. Technically, now it's Worldwide Technology Raceway, but this place has been widely known as Gateway for the beginning of time. But this track does have some short track characteristics. Do you think that will add some intriguing strategies and or racing in tonight, Tony?
Well, with 3 and 4 being sleeping flat corners, it's definitely short track like, and with 1 and 2 being really tight and most people are going to be shifting in there, bumpers are definitely going to come into play at some point, I'm pretty sure. They got 120 laps here tonight to take care of it, but yeah, I think there's going to be some fenders rubbing. We might have a few more cautions than we normally do. And with that, we will hit our national anthem here as qualifying gets underway, and we will catch you guys back before qualifying is over. And we are back. Qualifying is underway. Get the timing up there. We do have 120 laps here tonight, guys. They got 3 sets of tires, 2 of which are in the pits. They start on 1 set. Field 1 will be 40 to 45 laps, so it's going to be at least a 2-stop race. We'll see if anybody tries to stretch and save a set of tires for the end, just in case there's a caution or something. But tonight's definitely going to be an interesting race out there, Ryan. I don't know how you think it's going to go here, but
I think we're going to see a lot of wrecks. Not necessarily because the drivers are bad, but it's going to be close quarter racing. And a lot of these guys, they don't give an inch. And we're going to see some contact, in my opinion. Johnny Rapp is currently on the pole, the 33.86. Ryan Jones, as we mentioned during the commercial break, so you guys didn't hear this off air, Ryan Jones did wreck on his opening qualifying lap. However, a tremendous recovery. He came back to run a 33.99 to put himself 4th on the board. So good recovery by the 91. And, while we're on the topic, Brady Powers is technically the number 22 truck, but he is running the number 66 truck. So, Tony, I think Brady is secretly trying to tell us that he's a Mario Lemieux fan or something.
that or he's trying to hide what he's gonna his performance out there, or maybe he's trying to just get some luck going. I don't know. It was probably just a thing where he forgot to get his paint set properly for tonight, but that's something we'll have to deal with out there whenever we catch him. But yeah, if you see a 66 truck tonight, it is actually the 22 of Brady Powers, and Rhett Tucker is now making his qualifying attempt. He's got one chance to get a lap in here, it looks like.
Got about 20 seconds. And speaking of Powers, he qualified, last. Right now, he has scored 19th with a 34.89. And ahead of him, George Fetzko, the 34.86. Scott Sobczak, he's normally on the pole. He qualified 2nd today with a 33.89. And with that, qualifying is officially complete. Johnny Rapp, our points leader, will start this race from the pole position.
And as you saw there, Tucker did get his lap in, and he went to 10th place on the board. We will go through the grid here in just a moment. All right, as Ryan said, starting on the pole is Johnny Rapp with a 33.869. Scott Sobczak will be in 2nd place here. 3rd place will be Chris Smith in the 28. Ryan Jones will be starting 4th. 5th will be Evan Pienta, the sponsor of the race. Ellis Thomas will be in 6th. 7th will be Patrick Colby. 8th will be Josh Ward. 9th will be Matt Kuntz. And again, Rhett Tucker made it up to 10th.
And now rounding out the rest of the field, Jamie Leach will be starting 11th. Chris Tepp in 12th. Lee Campbell making a rare start. He's in 13th. Patrick O'Toole is in 14th. Timmy Emanuel 15th. Paul Thomas 16th. Tim Tokarski 17th, George Fetzko 18th, and Brady Powers will round out the 19-truck field for the Evan Pienta Designs 150 here at the Worldwide Technology Raceway.
A little smaller field tonight, so hopefully that will also help keep the green flag runs going. But I believe in them. I believe they've had quite a few races now where they've gone mostly green, other than Darlington, but. That was kind of, Darlington.
And the Milwaukee Mile. The Milwaukee Mile was my first race behind the mic with you. And I remember I was told, yeah, these guys it's going to be caution free. There ended up being like 12 cautions.
Well, to be fair, that was about 5 or 6 races ago, so it's been a little bit.
But it happened.
It did. Let me see here. While we have a little bit of time, I will bring up the schedule on my end so I can go through it with everyone. Again, there's 3 races left counting tonight. Next week we will be at Kansas with the trucks. Then it'll be an off week, and then they will end at Miami on May 10th. So they
which is where the championship race should be, not Phoenix. I'm from Arizona. And when they announced that Phoenix was hosting the championship race, I couldn't believe it. like the worst possible track you could pick for a championship race, but that's just me.
Well, I could get into Phoenix myself, but that would be a long rant that no one wants to hear about. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, the
Uh,
trucks are rolling off. They're halfway down the backstretch, and we will be going green next time by.
all right, get on the record, Tony. Who you picking tonight?
Oh, I think Ward's gonna pull it off tonight. He didn't qualify the greatest, but I don't know. It just seems like this might be his style of track.
Absolutely. Saving tires and just staying patient until the end. Josh Ward is that type of guy, but so is Johnny Rapp, and well, we're gonna see what's gonna happen here.
Pace cars on
The
pit road.
13th race of the 2023 Apex Energy Truck Series season is green. The Evan Pienta Designs 150 is underway.
Nice clean start by everyone.
And Scott Sobczak, he's got the edge coming off turn 2. They're going to be side by side down the back straightaway.
Oh, we got one guy going into the grass at the back. That's Evan Pienta.
Evan Pienta, our head sponsor here, he's in trouble. It looks like he is going to gather it back up as Johnny Rapp gets the front nose of that number 52 Mission Barbecue machine ahead. And our points leader, Johnny Rapp, will lead lap 1.
Yeah, Sobczak definitely had the preferred line in 1 and 2 on the start because the outside line is a bit better. As you can see, everyone's going up to that second lane in 1 and 2. But he was able to keep it nose to nose down the backstretch, and the inside line's obviously the better line in 3 and 4, and that helped him get this lead. But Sobczak is all over them as they go into 3 here.
And after that incident on the first lap, Evan Pienta lost 11 positions. He started 5th. He is now scored in the 16th position.
Yeah, that was definitely not what he was hoping for, but he does have 118 laps left here as they take lap 3. Everyone's pretty chilled out here, single filing. Is not a whole lot of asses going on, but everyone's kind of just trying to keep it nice and calm here to start the race.
And that's exactly what you want to do, especially at the beginning of a race. Just take it easy. Kind of like you're in a boxing fight. You don't want to just throw a ton of punches to start the fight. You want to feel out the track, feel out the ring, feel out your opponent. And I feel like that's taking place at this moment, except for Scott Sobczak. He really wants to get the lead, and Johnny Rapp is doing whatever he can to stop him from getting there.
Yeah, he hasn't given up yet. He's staying right around 10th and a half to 1 1/4 tenths behind him as he closes in a little bit there, but he washed up, so we'll see if he can get the run off the corner. Rye Jones almost brushed the wall. They're exiting 2.
And Sobczak admitted to us a few weeks ago that he's not the best at saving tires, especially early in the run. And, if he continues, well, Rye Jones may have accidentally hit that he's pitting. I think he hit the pitting in indication, but he is staying on the racetrack. But going back to Ryan Jones, if Sobczak burns his right rear tire a little too early, this could open the door for some of these other guys to give Johnny Rapp a run for his money.
Most definitely. Tires are definitely going to be a crucial factor here tonight as we see a big scrum back there. As I think Ellis Thomas may have brushed the wall exiting 2. And yeah, Ward got around him, Patrick Colby got around him, and now Tucker just got around him.
Doesn't look like Ellis hit the wall. It looks like Josh just made a move to the inside, and Ellis let him go, and he almost hit the wall coming off the corner. But all is clean.
Yeah, but
Colby was also able to get by.
Yeah, he let him by at like one of the worst places because he lost all that momentum on the exit corner, and there's a few trucks lined up, so he ended up losing 3 spots there, giving up the 1.
Now Sobczak is closing in on Rapp for the lead, but it's one thing to get to the bumper, But will the 17 be able to make the pass? That is another thing, and that's the art of racing. You can get to someone's rear, but passing someone without hitting them is a special art in these days.
And especially with the night, looks like Johnny wants to actually run and lead as many laps as possible. Usually he kind of just lets himself fall
trouble.
back.
George, that's Tim Tokarski goes way up the racetrack. He may have gotten the wall. And it looks like he didn't hit the wall, but he lost several positions to Fetsko as well as Brady Powers. They'll move Tim Tokarski back to the 18th position.
He just kind of missed the corner there, it looks like. Back up front, we got two groups of two. First and second are together, then a bit of a gap, and then third and fourth, and then another gap, and then you got Ward leading 5th place on back. As Patrick Colby gets a little slidey coming out of turn 4 there, trying to keep up with Ward. But yeah, everyone's pretty single file out throughout the field here. And it looks like Sobzak almost got to Johnny's bumper there entering 3.
And speaking of bumpers, Patrick Colby is closing in on Josh Ward for the 5th spot as they come down the front stretch.
Yeah, it looks like he's still going to just follow him through 1 and 2 and maybe try and get him going into 3 and 4. And Rhett Tucker closed up a little bit there.
And Johnny Rapp is eventually going to hit some lap traffic, especially the 42 of Paul Thomas, who is currently scored last on the racetrack in 19th. Currently 12 seconds behind. He is running nearly a full second slower than our leader, so expect Rapp to catch up to that number 42 at some point.
And Colby is on the inside of Ward going into 1. But Ward again has the outside line, which is the better line in 1 and 2. He's able to hang on. But Colby is still just slightly to his inside going down the backstretch, so he'll probably make the pass here going into 3 and 4. And it looks like Rhett Tucker's going to try to send it in following him, but he can't quite get there.
And Evan Pienta has gained 5 spots since that early incident, so that number 55 is back up to 11th.
Colby did make the pass, and Ward's able to hold off Tucker there.
Whoa, and Ward got a little loose there. Let's see if Rhett Tucker can capitalize. And Tucker himself got loose off the corner. So, all for naught. Oh, and looks like Matt Kuntz may have nicked the wall coming off turn 2. Actually down the backstretch. Yeah, he got a little bit too close because, you know, part of the fence on the backstretch here at Worldwide Technology Raceway it's kind of weird. So it's kind of, I don't know how to describe it. So it's straight at one section, and then there's like a break where there's like a porta potty and some other things.
It's the entry to the track, I believe.
Yeah, kind of similar to the old Bristol Motor Speedway before they fixed that. But yeah, Matt Kuntz got dangerously close to that outside retaining wall.
And up front, it looks like Johnny Rapp is pulling away from Scott Sobzak, but Patrick Colby hit the wall coming out of turn 4 there. We'll see if Ward and Tucker can make the pass here.
And Ward is still battling a loose condition, and Rhett Tucker probably could have pushed the envelope a little bit more, but decided not to. He backed off, and now he's a couple truck lengths behind the number 92.
Yeah, they both checked up before Colby when he got into the wall there exiting 4, so that helped Colby stay ahead of them. And yeah, Tucker's all over Ward right now, and it looked like Ward brushed the wall slightly.
Actually, now that was Tucker.
Tucker got yeah, that's what I meant. They both got blue and yellow trucks tonight. I got confused.
Yeah. It looks like these guys may be overcooking stuff here to start the race. We'll see if this bites them, if this run
Oh.
continues.
Up front, Sobzak did run down Rapp, and he's making the pass going into 3 here.
Will he be able to complete it? Rapp's got to run on the high side to an extent, and it looks like Sobzak will complete the pass, but Rapp is not giving up. Here he comes on the high side. Will Sobzak fill the block?
He's not going to clear him, so Rapp's going to have the preferred line going through 1 and 2, and he might pull back ahead of him going down the backstretch.
And our first victim has been claimed, and it is the 66, technically the 22 of Brady Powers. He is done for the day.
It was unfortunate. They're still side by side going through 3 and 4 here, but I think Scott's going to clear him exiting 4 this time. Yep, he does. But Johnny almost went to the inside there and over-undered him, but he didn't have the run.
And taking a look at Brady Powers, there was no incident. He came down pit road and took a 4-tire pit stop and just left the race.
That's unfortunate.
And that occurred at roughly lap 14. And right now, as we fast forward on our instant replay system, we're on lap 18. So that took place about 4.5 laps ago.
Looks like Sobzak is going to slowly pull away from Rapp here as he's gained about 1/4 of a tenth every lap here the last couple laps since he's made the pass. But it looks like Rye Jones is starting to reel both of them in.
While Colby has been able to pull away from Ward, Rhett Tucker is still within a few truck lengths as they head down the back straightaway.
He's entering a little higher into 3 there and getting the run off of 4. We'll see if that can propel him down the straightaway into turn 1. Colby went way high in 1, and he backed up to Ward now, so they're all 3 under a blanket again.
Ellis Thomas had a moment coming off turn 2, got really loose and was able to save it. Great save by the number 8 Ford of Ellis Thomas. Matt Kuntz is right behind him, I believe, and he thought about capitalizing on him, but was unable to hold on to his number 13 Royal Farms machine. And Tucker, he's going to throw his truck in to turn 1. And let's see what he has down the backstretch. This battle is for 6th position.
I don't know if he missed the quarter there, but he went way high in 3. Yeah, that's going to... Ooh, he brushed the wall and exit a little bit. That's going to cost him. And Scott Sobzak has pulled a 4/10 of a second lead over Johnny Rapp in 2nd. And Rye Jones looks to have lost a little bit of the ground that he had gained on the top 2. So there's a bit of a spread up front now again. The closest battle right now is this battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th between Colby, Ward, and Tucker. Tucker got really deep into the corner there again.
Really not a whole lot to speak about at the moment.
Yeah, everyone's pretty calm out there at the moment.
It's been a professional race. I mean, there hasn't been a lot to speak of. We're about 23 laps in, make it 24. Scott Sobzak leads the way. Our points leader and pulse leader, Johnny Rapp, 2nd. Ryan Jones 3rd, Chris Smith 4th, Patrick Colby 5th, and rounding up the top 10, we have Josh Ward, Rhett Tucker, Ellis Thomas, Matt Kuntz, and Evan Pienta, who is now back into the top 10 after nearly spinning out on the opening lap.
He's made a solid recovery so far. I'm sure he's hoping for at least one caution to kind of reset everything. And
Rhett Tucker gets into Ward and moves him up the racetrack. Will Ward respond? Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
Tucker's been really aggressive in that number 99, and Josh Ward is all over the back over that 99. He's going to give him a bump, and he spins him out hard into the inside wall. Caution's out. Oh, and Ellis Thomas is involved.
That I saw that coming. Yeah, we'll back this up a little more as we watch the replay here, but yeah, Rhett Tucker kind of sends it in from way too far back and forced his way in there. He
had been doing that. He had been doing that for the last 10 laps.
Yeah, but
obviously Josh Ward did not take too kindly to it, and
yeah, he pushed him down the straightaway until Ward got loose and then cut back across, and then Ellis Thomas had nowhere to go and just drove right through him. But for how he hit him, Ellis got a little lucky, and it must have been a little bit of net code because I don't see much damage on his nose.
But the unfortunate part when you intentionally wreck someone, on a narrow racetrack like Gateway, especially in the French stretch, you remember what happened in the Nationwide Series race, now the Xfinity Series, when Carl Edwards intentionally wrecked Brad Keselowski for the win and ended up wrecking half the field. You end up, getting people involved that had nothing to do with the incident.
Yeah, and most of the leaders here are looking to stay out. I don't know if I'd say he intentionally wrecked him. He was pushing him really hard, but that push got Tucker's truck unstable, and then they just hooked. But he was intentionally pushing him, but I don't think he meant to hook him. I think that was just how the bumpers aligned there, but you never know.
At the same time, you need to have common sense. You shouldn't be bump drafting down the front stretch at a short track. Yeah, it works at Daytona, works at Talladega, 1.5-mile tracks. Auto Club, Michigan. Those are a little bit bigger, but definitely not on a narrow track like this. Josh Ward knew that. Probably knew that. I think he meant to send a message, but yeah, Rhett Tucker is done for the day. He is gone, and if Ellis Thomas is damaged and checks out the replay.
No, like I said, Ellis got a little lucky there and must have net coded because he doesn't look to have any nose damage right now. And while we are under caution, we'll take a commercial break here. We'll go side by side, and we'll be back with you guys in a minute.
How do we get these one-of-a-kind amazing trophies? Well, we were fortunate to find UD Awards when we started our league. We reached out and we connected with Christopher, and we got started designing these one-of-a-kind works of art. The process was easy from start to finish. After just a few revisions, we finalized each one of them, and the team at UD got to work building each trophy from scratch. They're a small team, but they've got the ability to do just about anything your brain can imagine. And don't worry, if you're not an artist, they've got an entire catalog of unique trophies in pretty much any material you can imagine. Wood, acrylic, glass, and in the case of last season's trophy, metal. The best part, they're affordable. If you're looking for a trophy for your event or league, the choice is simple. UD Awards can give you exactly what you want. Are you looking for high-quality, affordable sim racing paint schemes and graphics? Then look no further than Evan at Evan Pienta Designs. Driven by speed, Evan Pienta Designs offers a multitude of sim racing graphics from liveries to social media graphics to team and series logos. To see some of the work done by Evan, or even race one of the public liveries he's made, head on over to tradingpaints.com and search Evan Pienta.
Sorry about that. We are back. Just had to take care of an issue here while we were under commercial break, but we are back, and we are on 1 degree now. Scott Sobczak is your leader, and he is choosing to take the inside. The top 8, I believe, stayed out. Everyone else pit. So what's that? Next 8 or so pit. Yeah, we'll be coming to green this next time by.
And now that Josh Ward will be starting deep in the field after being handed an end-of-line penalty for wrecking
Being the
Brett
cause.
Tucker to
Being
bring
the
out the
cause.
caution.
Yep.
Yep. So Josh Ward will be starting in the 16th position. It'll be very interesting. He's going to be around trucks that are much slower than him. Patrick Colby is also going to be back there. Not sure what happened.
I think
Maybe
he pit.
he pit, but it's also going to be interesting to see how he handles it.
And Scott is off. Green flag is out. They got 91 laps to go here.
And Sobczak gets a good jump. Well, here comes Johnny Rapp on the high side. They're going to be side by side down the back straightaway as Rapp gets to that right rear quarter panel. And we're going to see what our points leader has in turn number 3. He has a slide advantage.
But he's on the outside line, which has way less grip in 3 and 4 here. As you can see, he got a little wide there, and Sobczak is going to clear him coming out of 4. Well,
Sobczak did get a little bit loose.
Yeah, but he does clear him if he comes up, but he's going to give him the room, and Rapp's going to get back to his outside going into 1 here, and Bry Jones is all over them.
And Rapp definitely overdrove the corner. That's going to give Jones an opportunity, and he is unable to get the job done. Josh Ward has moved up 3 spots since the drop of the green flag.
Now they're all nose to tail for the top 4. There's a little bit of a gap, and then Ellis Thomas, again, he ended up not getting damage in that incident, so he got really lucky, and he's in the top 5 right now.
So thank you to the robots, Ellis Thomas says over the radio.
He was talking about how he needed to get some luck going tonight, and well, he definitely got some luck there. So maybe this will be a good sign for the rest of the race.
Maybe the Apex Energy drink, went right through that crash. So maybe you can thank all the energy people that got him through the crash rather than Netco. Also, Patrick O'Toole has taken his number 44 to the virtual garage. Not sure what happened to him, but obviously Brady Powell. Oh, well, we completely missed it, guys. Patrick O'Toole crashed, and no caution came out. So, going back to the restart, let's take a look.
It's been a few laps now. It looks like he's already 2 laps down, and it's a little ways back to go catch here. But Chris Smith,
and that was a net. It was a net code incident. Patrick Colby net coded into O'Toole, and then he spun it around, got the outside wall, got the inside wall, and just decided to park it.
Unfortunate for Patrick tonight. This was his 3rd race of the 4th race of the season, one of the 2. He came back last week after a long absence. But yeah, Chris Smith and Bry Jones were battling for 3rd there, but Chris lost a little bit of ground exiting 2, so gap now. And it looks like Ward has moved up to 11th already, and he's looking to go for 10th here under Paul Thomas.
And Josh Ward had a moment coming off turn 2, nearly lost it, saved it, trying to get around the number 7 Mountain Dew machine of George Fesco, and Ward nearly pushed up into the 42 of Paul Thomas as well. So obviously Ward's truck is not handling the same in traffic, and on the same token, he's probably driving it harder, just to get back to where he was, after that incident with Brett Tucker. But now Josh Ward is back in the top 10, and we'll see what happens from here. I got to tip my cap to Timmy Emanuel. Started 15th, and he's in the top 10. Good run for the number 39.
Yeah, he's definitely been keeping it clean and out of trouble. Since talking about people that have been quiet here tonight, we got news not long before the race that unfortunately Trevor Trago's PC died on him, so he was not able to make it tonight. It looks like Evan Pienta got loose there coming out of turn 2, or he got tight and had to keep it off the wall. Either way, he was down low on the backstretch, but he has it underway again as he's going off into turn 3, running in 8th.
And it's also, from my understanding, Nathan Rogie is now a former Apex Energy Truck Series driver. After last week's incident, trying to get onto pit road, He has been removed from the league. So, best of luck to Nathan Rogie and his future iRacing endeavors.
It looks like Rye Jones had slowly reeled in Johnny Rapp there, but when we got up to them, he kind of lost a little bit of ground, but he is trying to get to the bumper of Johnny Rapp here still. And it looks like Chris Smith is trying to come with him. He's a little bit further back there.
38 laps complete here at Gateway. We have 120 laps. That is the total distance for tonight's race. So we will see halfway in about 20 laps.
And we are
20-ish.
5 to 10 laps away from pit stops starting too for the people who did not pit under a caution. Again, the fuel window was 40 to 45 laps, but they did have those caution laps, so that's going to extend them a couple laps. So about 5 to 10 laps here if people can really save. And again, it looks like everyone's starting to spread out and stay single file here. It looks like Josh Ward is trying to pass Timmy Manuel here for 9th as he has caught him. Oh, it looks like Evan Pienta is already
heading to pit road, but he nearly spun it, getting onto the entry zone.
Johnny Rapp and Ryan Jones are also entering pit road, so there's 3 people already starting their pit cycles here on lap 40.
And Evan Pienta definitely got a 1X there as he slid into the grass coming onto pit road.
That'll move Chris Smith up to 2nd and Ellis Thomas up to 3rd, Matt Kuntz up to 4th, and Jamie Leach into 5th place for the top 5 as Chris Smith is also coming down pit road. So Scott Sobczak missed the pit lane entry and got into the grass. That cost him a ton of time as Chris Smith is now all over him. That was a big mistake by Sobczak and getting onto pit road there. Jamie Leach stays out, and so does Josh Ward. They are now your new top 2. But Scott Sobczak was able to get it back under control, but he lost a lot of time there getting onto pit road.
And Timmy Emmanuel lost the handle of his 39. He lost a position to Josh Ward, ran too high in turns 3 and 4, and that also allowed George Fetzko to pass him as well. However, that was...
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Fetzko is now running in 3rd place as green flag stops.
Well, he'll be 2nd now as Jamie Leach, your leader, did go down pit road, and now Ward is your leader. So Ward did get some bonus points to counter Rapp's bonus points from earlier for leading lap.
But George Fetzko is closing in on him. Oh, not so much there. He got a little bit loose off turn 2. As Chris Smith re-enters the racetrack.
Everyone's re-entering the track now. A huge traffic congestion here now. But these top 5 here or so did pit under that caution, so they're going to be able to go for quite a while here because I'm sure they all took fuel. But yeah, Josh Ward is your new leader.
Chris Smith really threw it down there, and he nearly got into the rear of Josh Ward.
And he's trying to get his lap back as quickly as possible, just in case a caution comes out, because there's a lot of trucks atop of each other right now, and you don't want to have to get the wave around and go to the end of the line, even though you're back on the lead lap. And oh, there comes Ellis Thomas doing the same thing. He squeezes by.
And the longer Ward stays out, the worse position that he will be in.
Well, again, these top 5 only pit like 10 or 12 laps ago because of the caution, so they can go quite a while here on fuel. There's 2 strategies being played right now because of that. Oh, but
not
Ward
so much on tires. Josh
down.
Ward's coming down pit road. Not so much on tires, because Ward was really losing the handle of that number 92 at the end of that run, and here he comes down pit road.
And now George Fetzko will be your leader. I think this is his first lap he has led all season. And that'll put Timmy Manuel in 2nd and Colby in 3rd. And Kuntz and Pienta are getting their laps back. So yeah, these top 4 did pit under top 5 now. all pit under that caution. So they might try to run a different strategy here the rest of the race. But yeah, George Fetzko is your leader currently, with Timmy Manuel at 39, not too far behind, is second, and Patrick Colby is in third.
And here comes Jamie Leach, and he's going to make the pass. It's not for position. Right now, Jamie Leach just put himself back on the lead lap by himself. But now we have 14 trucks on the lead lap.
And there's Ward coming off the pit road as they go by. He has currently scored 14th one lap down, so it won't be too long before he gets his lap back, but he's got a long way to go to get back towards the front.
And Josh Ward is closing in on Patrick Colby and Timmy Emmanuel
as they battle for second. So this is Patrick kind of just let him go so that nobody got
and
wrecked
Emmanuel got loose, but Ward is able to squeak by, but now he's got to get by Fetzko, and he should be able to do so in the next turn.
Yeah, I don't think George is going to hold him up, really. And Patrick did a look to the inside of Emmanuel for second place, and he washes up. He had to really get on the brakes there to not get into him.
And now Josh Ward is back on the lead lap, and we have 14 trucks on the lead lap. Now the first truck a lap down is Chris Tepp, and he actually just went 2 laps down. So the number 15, he's the first truck a lap down, but he's going to need a couple of lucky dogs to get back on the lead lap, or he's going to have to drive around the leaders.
Oh, it looked like, did Emmanuel throw a block there, or? But him and Colby almost got into it. Now Colby's on the outside.
Emmanuel got loose.
Gotcha.
He got arrow loose. Colby got right on his tail. Didn't touch him, but got close enough to get him loose. But right now, Emmanuel's holding his ground. They are side by side down the front straightaway.
And both Emmanuel and Colby have right front damage. You can see that their hoods on the right side just lipped up a little bit, so that's going to hurt them down the straightaways and possibly in the corners with grip. But it looks like Fetzko's trying to hang on to this truck all by himself out front. He got loose down the middle of the back stretch there.
And Colby's right front damage came from that netcode incident that sent Patrick O'Toole behind the wall.
Gotcha. But he's running probably the fastest of these top 3, it looks like, and he was the last couple laps. But he's looking to go take the lead here before too long.
And Lee Campbell, I guess you can call him the Terry Labonte of this league, because he's kind of running a part-time schedule. That was what the former Iceman was doing for the latter part of his career, but here he is, and then that number 14 Skittles Toyota running in the 4th position.
And Patrick Colby does take the lead here going into he almost takes the lead. He washed up again a little bit.
I think he's going to clear him.
Yeah, he will have him out of 4 here.
And another surprise, Tim Tokarski is currently scored in the 5th position, and we haven't said that all season.
Yeah, he was one of them that pit under that caution. Again, the top 5 all pit under that caution. The first one on this cycle is Johnny Rapp in 6th place, who is 17.3 seconds behind the leader here. And it looks like Patrick took tires under that caution when he pit for fuel as well, because now he's just starting to pull away from everybody else up front here. So yeah, he's definitely on a completely different strategy now, as opposed to everyone who just pit under green here.
Scott Sopsack was able to get around the 91 of Rye Jones. He's still trying to recover from that mistake getting onto pit road during green flag pit stops. And once again, obviously Scott's has his wins, but he has had his struggles at times this season just getting onto pit road during green flag pit stops, whether it's a lap car getting into him or it's him making a mistake.
Yeah, and a lot of that does come with how hard he pushes, because he goes all out as often as he can, so that's definitely going to up the chances of mistakes happening, whether by you or someone else.
Whoa! Timmy Emmanuel got loose again coming off turn 2. Hell of a save.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he touched anything, so yeah, his truck looks as good as it did before we left him. And it looks like, yeah, Patrick Colby is out to a 0.6 of a second lead already in just a couple laps after taking the lead here. So he's definitely trying to gain as much ground as he can before his next pit cycle.
And we have a battle brewing for 12th between Jamie Leach and Evan Pienta. Evan Pienta did close in on Leach. Leach got a little loose, but now it seems like Leach has the better handling truck as they head down the front stretch to complete their 53rd lap of the race.
And it looks like Josh Ward has caught them as well. And Josh has
And
5
Josh
lap
Ward-
newer tires than these guys.
And Pienta just washed up the track. Here comes Ward on the bottom, and Ward has been on the comeback trail ever since that penalty that he received for his incident with Rhett Tucker that sent the 99 in the garage and out of the race.
And Patrick Colby has gained another 0.5 second over second place in just the last lap or so as well. So he's definitely he's running consistently. Whether I think Fesco is struggling a little bit and falling back, but so is Emmanuel. But yeah, just over a second lead for Patrick Colby now after taking it about 5 laps ago. And Sobzak is all over Johnny Rapp again for 6th or 5th place now. It looks like Tim Tokarski did pit, or no, he got passed by these guys in the last few laps. Rapp goes extra wide through 1 and 2. He did gain a little bit of ground on Sobzak there as well. The Sobzak closes in going into 3. It looks like Sobzak is stronger through 3 and 4, but Johnny is stronger in 1 and 2, or has been. Although this time Scott gained a lot of ground on entry there. Yeah, Scott is definitely getting closer and closer. And ooh, Rapp got a little loose there.
I'm still here. And Scott Sobzak is closing in on Johnny Rapp here for the 5th spot.
Ooh, Rapp left the door open there a little bit.
And Sobzak let him back in.
Yeah, Scott's definitely trying everything he can to get to him and get around him. Because he knows that once the top 4 end up pitting, this is the battle for the lead here. And Patrick Colby is 2.25 seconds ahead of George Fetzko now. So he's definitely extending his lead. Rapp and Sobzak are only running about 0.5 second faster than what Colby is right now, but Colby is running 0.3 of a second faster than 2nd and 3rd place. It looks like Lee Campbell just went down pit road, so he's giving up 4th place here.
And Jamie Leach and Josh Ward are battling. But I think Ward is going to pull away here. Leach has been battling a loose condition for the last 10 laps or so.
Ooh, Sobzak almost gets to the bumper of Rapp in 3.
Looks like he's trying to send him a message like, let me go, or someone's going to get hit.
Well, as we saw earlier, bumper-to-bumper contact, even if
a bump on the back. Tim Tokarski just got a boot from Evan Pienta.
Tokarski was able to save it, though.
Yep. But I think that's more the fact that, Tokarski is on such old tires, and Pienta just had such a run, and that's what happens. And Tokarski, obviously, he's fallen from. He was running as high as third, and now he's running in the 13th position, and now he's coming to pit road to get some fresh tires.
Samzak got slightly to the inside of Rapp in 3 and 4 there, but he had to really check up to not wash up the track. So Rapp got back around him, and I think Samzak is getting a little impatient here. So we'll see what happens here before too long, if anything happens. And Patrick Colby is at 3.6 seconds of a gap over second place now, as the top 3 continue to stay out. And they should be able to go at about 10 to 15 more laps.
Whoa, and Sobczak blew the corner, and he drifted up really, really high, nearly got the wall, and that is going to allow Johnny Rapp to pull away.
And Rye Jones got to his bumper on the straightaway, but then backed up a lot going into the corner. We might have a battle for second again, but oh no, Timmy Emanuel actually just passed George Fetzko for second not too long ago. But out front, it is Patrick Colby with a 4.5 second lead now as he takes lap 65 here. We've got 56 laps to go.
And how'd the mighty fall? Take a look at Tim Tokarski. He was third. He's on pit road, but Colby is able to get up to him.
That'll put him 2 laps down if he can.
Tokarski would fall 2 laps down after being as high as third.
That's just what happens when you get off sequence, though. Do different pit cycles. You'll go from the highs to the lows.
Evan Pienta nearly spins coming off turn 2.
We will look at this here quick. He's all by himself as he goes into one there. He gets really wide in the middle. And I think he just pushed it too hard after he downshifted, and he had too many revolutions going for his tires there.
Absolutely, and Paul Thomas just got around George Fetzko. Right now, Thomas is scored 2 laps down in the 15th position.
And Sobczak has caught back up to Johnny Rapp here.
But will he be able to make the pass? He tried earlier and nearly got himself in the wall. He's going to have to find a way to get around him. He might have to use the bumper. Maybe pressure Rapp into making a mistake, but right now we're right back to where we started. Sobczak is able to get up to him, but once he gets too close to his bumper, it seems like the number 17 Chevrolet loses the handle.
Yeah, and with how hard these guys are racing, they are still catching Fetzko, which they are only about a second and a half behind George Fetzko in third place. So if George stays out here until he runs out of fuel, these guys might catch him before he pits. As you can see, he's right there, just at the edge of the camera as we're watching Sobczak and Rapp here. And they are on Fetzko now as they exit turn 4 and go down the straightaway. We'll see how easily they can get around him, or if George. Oh, Sobczak spins trying to stay off of Johnny Rapp. He is in the wall.
And the caution is out.
He got on the brakes really hard there to try to stay off of Rapp, who had to really check up for Fetzko because of the speed difference, and
then he overcorrected and smacked the outside wall.
Yep, yeah, he's probably got engine damage if it didn't already blow up, and that's going to be another
Another race gotten away from the 17.
Yeah.
And honestly, he probably could have, checked up a little bit more, if he wasn't so aggressive, he probably could have avoided this incident. But once again, Scott Sopsack may have been bitten by his own overaggression once again.
Oh, hold on. There we go. We're on board with Sobzak as you could just see he was trying to stay off him, and he did not touch Rap, and it ended up costing him his truck.
He did get into Rap ever so slightly. You'll see the rear bumper of Johnny Rap twitch a little bit. Not enough to spin Rap out, but enough to, get into him. But, either way, Scott Sobsack didn't have much control of that number 17.
And it looks like
here comes Patrick Colby down pit road. What a break!
It looks like everyone's coming down pit road except for Rye Jones, who decides to stay out, and Chris Smith and Ellis Thomas. But Johnny Rapp
and Rye Jones is known for this. Jones has shown that he's willing to take risky pit strategies by staying out. Remember, he did that a couple of races back. However, it didn't work out for him at the time. But we're going to see if it works out tonight. Here at Worldwide Technology Raceway, we are 71 laps complete. I guess this is our third caution now, Tony?
I think, no, it's our second. It's our second caution.
Our second caution. Our first caution came out early in the race after Josh Ward and Rhett Tucker got into a disagreement. It ended up with Josh Ward lifting up his rear tires and spinning that number 99 out. And Tucker smacked the inside wall. He's done for the day. Josh Ward was sent to the end of the longest line as a penalty for the accident. And now Scott Sopsack, who did lead earlier in the race. Unfortunately, lap traffic. Sopsack was trying to get around our points leader and pole sitter in Johnny Rapp. Lap cars slowed up Rapp. Sopsack got into the corner a little bit too hard. Did his very best to stay off Rapp, but unfortunately overcorrected and smacked the outside wall. And his day is not over yet, but his chances of winning have taken a hit. Tim Tokarski's also got some right side damage to that 25. He's coming down pit road as well.
And this is going to help out everyone who stayed out, because Patrick Colby, Timmy Manuel, George Fetzko, they're going to be 4th, 5th, and 6th here. It looks like. And I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was some thunder shaking my house. But yeah, only 3 people stayed out here: Rye Jones, Chris Smith, and Ellis Thomas. Everybody else did pit. And we will be taking a really quick commercial break. We will be back in about a minute.
And welcome back to the Evan Pienta Designs 150. We are 73 laps complete. Our second caution of the day. For those of you who are just tuning in on Twitch, thank you very much for joining the Apex Energy Direct Series. I'm Ryan O'Hara alongside Tony Hilbrand. Rye Jones will be leading us to the green flag. Here momentarily, the pace car is off and the green flag is out. Kind of a slow restart, but here we go. Jones gets a good jump. And here they go into turn one. Timmy Emmanuel and Ellis Thomas are door banging side by side down the backstretch. Thomas gets loose, and he's in the grass.
He keeps it off the wall, though, so that's good on him. He kept it off the wall. No damage.
Man,
He just lost.
break.
Yeah, he just lost a ton of spots, is all.
Well, Ellis Thomas goes from 3rd back to 15th.
And Emmanuel's trying to get by Chris Smith here for 2nd, it looks like. And while we were under break there, Patrick Colby and Evan Pienta both went down pit road a 2nd time, coming to one to go to top off on fuel to try to make it to the end here.
Yeah, I was going to mention that, but we had the restart. So here comes Timmy Emmanuel. He's going to throw it deep into turns 3 and 4.
He's definitely going for it.
Pressure tire.
Yeah, Jones and Smith up here now are on some pretty old tires. About 15, 20 laps, no, 35 laps it looks like. 35 lap tires while everyone else is on new tires.
Jones washed up the track. Emmanuel saw it coming from his mirror, and he moved up ever so slightly to make sure that the number 91 did not run into him and spin him out. But thankfully, cooler heads prevailed. Emmanuel to the lead as they complete the 76th lap of this race. Oh, Jones gets loose. Jamie Leach is going to capitalize. Here he comes on the outside and move the number 2 to the 2nd spot.
Yeah, and here comes Ward. Ward is up to 4th now, looking to clear Chris Smith here coming out of turn 2.
So a good comeback for Josh Ward after some early trouble.
Yeah,
so
that last caution really helped him out.
Absolutely. And right now, now the tables have turned. Johnny Rapp, our points leader and pole sitter for this event, is scored back in 8th. And Josh Ward just took the 4th spot, it looks like. And so Ward gaining a little bit more in the points, but obviously points as they run really doesn't matter because we still have a good amount of laps remaining. And here comes Ward. He's going to capitalize on Roy Jones. Obviously, Jones did not pit. Ward obviously has the advantage. Here comes Chris Smith. He's going to throw it deep into turns 3 and 4. And he's going to be right on the back bumper of Roy Jones coming down the front.
And we'll see if Ward can run down the top 2, which it looks like Jamie Leach is closing in on Timmy Emmanuel. He gets really deep into 1 there. Has to go up 2 lanes to not run him over.
And Johnny Rapp just let Patrick Colby go. That was for the 9th position. And now Colby is challenging George Fetzko. Still a tip of the cap to Fetzko. Started all the way back in 18th. And he is going to be 8th as soon as this lap is complete. Well, maybe not. Let's see what he has. And he's not able to... Doesn't have the bite off the corner, and Colby will take the position, and Fetzko nearly hit the wall.
And Leach is still trying to get to Emmanuel here. He gets through 1 and 2 better this time. And Ward is slowly closing in. Ward ran a little bit faster than both the leaders that last lap.
And Ellis Thomas, he's all over the back of Chris Tepp. And here comes Thomas looking to the inside. And he should make the pass, but Tepp's putting up a good battle on the outside. And Thomas is going to hit the afterburner and take that spot away.
And Ellis is on some really old tires. He is also going to be on lap 40 of his run since his last pit stop, as well as Rye Jones and Chris Smith, who are still towards the front there.
And Patrick Colby, who made 2 pit stops under that last caution, one for tires, another one to top off on fuel. He just blew around Matt Kuntz for the 6th position. So Patrick Colby making some headway here.
And that last lap,
meanwhile,
the last lap, both the leaders were faster than Josh Ward, so he pulled away.
And meanwhile, the battle for the lead is brewing. Jamie Leach is closing in on Timmy Emmanuel for the top spot as they head down the back straightaway, nose to nose. Jamie Leach getting right up to that bumper. He's going to look to the inside. Emmanuel is going to get into the corner a little bit deeper. So it's a good game of chicken, and Emmanuel's going to come down, and he's going to block the number 2, disrupt the airflow, and that was a good move as Leach got a little bit loose.
And with them racing each other that hard, they allowed the Ward to pick up a couple tenths on them. The Ward's like, hey, you guys keep racing for the lead there. I'll be there in no time.
We still have a long way to go. This is lap 83 of the 120 lap distance here, the Evan Pienta Designs 150. The start of the race was pretty mellow, but it's starting to get pretty hot here, a little bit spicy here, Tony.
Yeah, people, ever since the pit strategies got all wonky for everybody, everyone's like, hey, I got a shot now. I'm going to push as hard as I can, and I'm going to make the most out of this. As you can see with Emmanuel and Leach, this is by far their best runs of the season so far.
You know, it's great to see some underdogs, challenging the big boys.
But then again, you've got second place in points in, I believe, two-time winner. Yeah, two-time winner, Josh Ward, closing in on them.
Oh, caution's out. The caution is out.
Oh, Rye Jones, it looks like. Let's see.
He was on old tires. So it appears that was not a good decision.
Oh, he tried to enter pit lane, and he just carried too much speed and got way hot and got sideways right in front of Chris Smith, who was also trying to pit, and I believe that brought out the caution while he was sideways in front of the 28.
Yeah,
both of which were able to get off the pit road access to not get a black flag for entering a closed pits.
I'm just going to be honest. I don't think that was worth a caution, Tony.
But iRacing, if you're sideways in front of someone, iRacing's going to throw a caution because that's just what iRacing does, you know? So.
Yeah, I mean, but even sometimes when that happens, sometimes iRacing completely misses it. Yeah, unfortunate. Not a fan of the call, but this will give a lot of these drivers a chance to get some fresh rubber.
Oh, looks like Jamie Leach is giving up second place to get on pit road, as is Chris Smith and Rye Jones and Ellis Thomas for sure. Matt Kuntz is also going down pit road. But
I can't say I agree with the decision to stay out. I mean, for guys like Colby and Ward, I can see it, but I wouldn't have pit. I wouldn't. I don't know. What do you think, Tony?
Well, everyone who pit that last caution, especially if they topped off like Colby did, they were just on the outside window of the field window to make it to the end. And now with this caution, everyone who pit under that last caution should be able to make it to the end on fuel. Now it'll just come down to, do they have the tires to keep them up there?
And Rye Jones was issued an EOL penalty end of line for bringing up that last caution, which means he will start probably in 12th. Tim Tokarski just took the lucky dog. So as the lucky dog, Tokarski is going to receive an end of line penalty as well. Not really a penalty. It's just customary for the lucky dog recipient to start at the end of the longest line. So however that turns out to be, Jones will start no worse than 13th and no better than 12th.
Depending on where the lappers line up, but yeah.
Absolutely. And the pace lights are still on, which means we still have at least one more lap of I-pacing to go. When the caution lights go out, that means we are going green next time by. We are 87 laps complete. Timmy Emmanuel, the underdog, leads the race. Josh Ward in second. Patrick Colby third. George Fetzko, another underdog. He started 18th. He's in fourth. Johnny Rapp, our pole sitter and current points leader, is in fifth. And rounding out the top 10, we have Jamie Leach, Chris Smith, Lee Campbell, Ellis Thomas. Good recovery after nearly wrecking during that last sequence. And Matt Kuntz in the top 10. Evan Pienta, he's had a kind of a weird day. You know, he nearly wrecked in the first lap, got back into the top 10. Now he's just outside the top 10. Kind of a topsy-turvy day for Pienta. Tim Tokarski has been everywhere but the lead. He's been as high as third and as low as 18th or so.
Yeah, it's definitely been a shifting field tonight, especially with the cautions and the fuel the pit cycle exchange.
And the pace lights are out. And as aforementioned, that means we are going green next time by. Chris Tepp has been issued a black flag. Not sure why, but it has been cleared by race control, so he should be fine. Tepp is going to restart 3 laps down in the 15th position, so obviously not in contention to win. Paul Thomas will restart as the first truck a lap down. He is in 14th position. A lot of variables here. Josh Ward will have to be patient. Obviously, he overcame an earlier penalty for causing an accident that put Rhett Tucker behind the wall and done for the race. So, taking a look at this, Tony, Timmy Emmanuel is laying back from the pace car a considerable amount. Do you think he's going to try to get a jump on the field?
Well, either way, they have to wait until the front stretch. So he's just trying to give some gap. But I don't remember if you made a pick before the race, but it's looking like my pick's probably pretty good right now with Ward in second here, coming to the green flag on lap 89 here when they take the green.
And Emmanuel gets a pretty decent jump. Green flag. We are back underway.
Yeah, the top 3
And
all
Ward
got a
is gonna
good jump.
throw it into turn 1. Let's see what happens off turn 2. It's going to be a nose-to-nose battle. Emmanuel drifts up the racetrack, and Ward is going to take the lead.
And all of the top 3 got a great restart because Patrick Colby timed Emmanuel's jump at just right to be right there with them, as all 3 of them have a gap over 4th place Johnny Rapp here as they go through 3 and 4.
And Patrick Colby, he is breathing down the neck.
Oh, we got a
Timmy
spinner in
Emmanuel's
the
truck.
back. He's going to keep it straight, but he did hit the wall. Chris Tepp hit the wall coming out of 4 there.
Oh, and he spins again. He spins again down the front stretch. Now the caution is out.
Well, that's going to tighten everyone back up, and they're going to re-rack them and re-stack them, man.
You know, he may have intentionally spun it again, you know, just to try to get a caution. And it really doesn't matter because he's probably going to get an end-of-line penalty, and he's already there. So, you know, I guess it's kind of a no harm, no foul situation. But now we'll have to reset again. And this is our 4th caution of the day. Here at Worldwide Technology Raceway, Josh Ward, our leader.
I don't think he intentionally spun it. I think he was just trying to get going, and the tires didn't like the spin.
Yeah, possibly. But,
He does come down pit road here, though.
Tim Tokarski was also issued a black flag on the restart, but that was also cleared by race control, so not sure what happened, but obviously Mr. Tompkins in race control didn't feel that Mr. Tokarski had done anything malicious. Now, I wish we had Scott Tompkins in our official races when iRacing glitches and says we jumped the start when, you know, we didn't even jump the start. That's just me. Chris Tupp is done for the day. He has taken his number 5 and very colorful machine behind the wall.
Yeah, I don't think he didn't have much fun out there, especially with that last incident, and I don't think he was happy that a caution came out, honestly. I think he just was trying to get going to make sure it did stay green, and obviously with all that damage and being a few laps down, he's like, well, I'll just leave and let everyone else finish the race here tonight.
Well, definitely a pun intended on this joke, but he found a gate, and he's going to be on his way. Get it? Gateway.
Ooh.
So that last restart was interesting. We saw Josh Ward get really aggressive. Timmy Emmanuel got a little bit aggressive, but I think he was trying to be, you know, a little bit cautious not to, you know, overdrive it. Patrick Colby was also breathing down Emmanuel's neck, getting right on that back bumper. It's going to be very interesting to see now that Emmanuel has maybe he has a better idea of how to race here. Maybe Emmanuel is going to try to do what Ward did in the last restart.
It also depends on which lane Ward's going to choose here for the restart. Because if he chooses the outside line, then he's going to obviously have the preferred line through 1 and 2. Plus, being the leader, he's the one who sets the restart. So he can get a bit. He could possibly get a gap and have the outside line, and hold up or pull away coming off of 2. And it looks like he might be choosing the outside line here if the lights are off. Oh, they got one more
And the
lap.
lights are still on, so we have another lap of caution. Seems like this caution's been a little bit extended for whatever reason. But this has definitely been an interesting race so far.
Hey,
Timmy Emmanuel, he's started 15th, so he's our biggest mover of the race. And our biggest snoozer of the race was Scott Sopsack. He's done for the day after crashing out. He started 2nd, and he has currently scored 16th, 21 laps down, and he definitely won't be returning for this one.
Yeah, I believe he blew his engine when he hit the wall there, when he wrecked. And now especially with this caution, everyone should be able to make it to the end on fuel. Now it's just going to come down to who has the better tires and the better car control or truck control.
And the driver that could be in the catbird seat is the number 2 of Jamie Leach. He is up to the 6th position in his number 2 Great Lakes Chevrolet Silverado. He is the first truck on fresh tires, and he is in 6th. So he is definitely within striking distance of the leaders.
But as usual, Johnny Rapp is now up to 4th, and he can walk away with the win yet again if the top 3 get racing each other pretty rough here, as the lights are out. So we will be going green next time by, and Ward did choose the outside line.
I can see Rapp on this start. If he sees that Leach, has the better run, I can see him just letting him go and just seeing how it plays out. Johnny Rapp is he's one of the best big picture racers, in this league. He's not going to race you life and death on lap 5. He's going to race you life and death with about 10 laps to go. And even at lap 94 of this 120 lap race, he's still not going to push it too hard. But we're going to see what happens on this restart. The pace lights are out as they come off turn 4 here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. And once this pace car makes the hard left turn, these remaining Apex Energy Truck Series drivers will be on the gas.
And there will be 26 laps to go when they take the green flag here.
Oh, and Rapp got right on his bumper. Green flag is back out, and Josh Ward is going to get a good jump. That kind of messed up the restart a little bit. Jamie Leach had to lay off a little bit, so Ward is going to get a jump start here.
Well, that's one thing. You got to pay attention to everyone around you, because you can't go no matter what until the guy in front of you goes. And it looks like Evan Pienta is making a big swing down the backstretch, but he wasn't able to really pass anybody with that, so he comes back up. And Rapp is up to 2nd now after that restart.
And Chris Smith and Jamie Leach are side by side for position as Patrick Colby sets his sights on Timmy Emmanuel.
And Smith sends it into turn 1 really deep. Let's see if he can get the run off to make the pass on Leach.
And maybe I was wrong about Rapp, because he is definitely pressuring Josh Ward for the lead as Patrick Colby looks to make a move on Emmanuel for 3rd. Emmanuel gets loose. Colby washes up the track. Now they're going to be side by side, but I think Colby's going to clear him, and he does. Move the number 9 to the 3rd spot.
But Emmanuel might make the move to the inside going down the front stretch here. He did pull back up.
And John, it looks like right now Rapp is kind of playing possum. He's kind of, getting right on that back bumper down the front straightaway and letting off the throttle a little bit early. So we could see Josh Ward overcook his stuff here.
Well, there's over 20 laps to go yet, so it's a little too early to be pushing too hard if you're Johnny. So you just want to be right there to make a move when you need to make a move.
But it depends, because there's a lot of guys back here that are on fresh tires, including Ellis Thomas, and he just moved around the 2 of Jamie Leach, and here comes Chris Smith. And they are still side by side for the 6th spot, and Leach is going to give it up. As we go back to the front, here comes Johnny Rapp to the inside.
It looks like Rapp's going to make the move. make the pass here going into 3, and Ward's no, Ward does try to go power back to the outside. If I was him, I would have tried to cut down to the inside, get behind him, and maybe come by on the front stretch, but he's trying to make it down the outside down the front stretch as they go into 1.
Rapp led that lap, but he's not clear just yet. Ward overdrives the corner, and Johnny Rapp is going to clear him, but look for Ward to make the crossover. Here he comes to the inside.
And this brings Patrick Colby and Chris Smith right to their bumpers as they continue to run side by side here with 21 laps to go when they hit the line.
And it is getting crazy up front. Rapp and Ward, number 1 and 2 in points, and number 1 and 2 on the track. Rapp leads that lap again, and I think he's going to lead for a while now. He definitely just clears.
There's some contact between Colby and Ward there.
I'm not sure if there was contact, but they definitely got close. And it doesn't look like they made contact. It looks like Colby backed off just a little bit out of respect. But here comes Colby to the inside, and Chris Smith is all over him as well.
Patrick's going to clear him exiting 4 here.
And remember, Chris Smith is on fresh tires.
Well, at least fresher than the guys around him, yeah. Definitely.
Exactly.
So he's trying to get around these two as quickly as possible so he can maybe go up there and take the win away from Johnny before this is over.
And Ry Jones has recovered from that spin. He is now back into the top 5. A great recovery by the 91. Remember, when he spun, he was also sent to the rear of the field. So that means, Ry Jones has gone from 12th or 13th, essentially, all the way to the top 5.
And Johnny Rapp is pulling away currently as he's got a half a second lead now over Patrick Colby as Chris Smith is looking to make the move on Patrick. Oh, so it looks like Kuntz got into the wall, and then he got into Emmanuel, and Emmanuel's going to lose like 4 spots there.
Well, that actually wasn't on Kuntz. Look at the replay. Timmy Emmanuel gets super loose coming off the corner, and Kuntz was just trying to avoid the 39. So the 39 lost the spot on his own, of his own doing, basically, and that allowed Jamie Leach to pass them both.
And Patrick Colby is blocking Chris Smith for second here.
And that's going to allow Rapp to pull away. But if Chris Smith is able to clear Patrick Colby, he will have Johnny Rapp within his sights.
He's going to have to do it quick, though, because he's running out of time, and he's using up his tires just to get around him. And he's going to need as much tire as he can to catch Johnny. It looks like he might clear Patrick here exiting 2.
And he certainly does.
So he's got 17 laps to run Johnny Rapp down for the win here. Hopefully for Chris, he has enough tire.
And Josh Ward is still lurking back in 3rd, but he is under attack by the 91 of Ry Jones, and Jones is on the fresher tires.
Johnny Rapp has an 0.8 of a second lead over Chris Smith here. And it closed up about half a tenth there going into 1 and 2. And another quarter of a tenth exiting. Yeah, Chris is definitely gaining on Johnny here. Now
here comes Ry Jones. He's looking on
fresh air.
He's on the inside of Josh Ward. And Ward is going to fight back on the high side. They nearly make contact. They're side by side down the front stretch. Ward trying to side draft. Let's see what happens in turn 1. Jones.
Oh, he gets
Jones
sideways.
He is sideways. Jones holds on to it. Ward is unable to capitalize.
I think he saw his rear end kicked out, and he went up the track to give him room, and that cost him time. But he does make the pass going down the backstretch.
So move Ward back into the 3rd spot, and Jones is still loose. So just because you have the fresher tires doesn't mean you're going to get a free pass. You're going to have to work for it, and Jones has certainly had to work for it.
And
And as Paul Thomas is done for the day, he has taken his number 42 to the garage. Not sure what happened.
Chris Smith has cut the lead in half since he cleared Colby.
Contact
Back there between Ward and Jones. But Chris Smith
to keep it straight.
But Chris Smith is within 3.5 tenths of Johnny Rapp here.
And Jones is slideways going into the corner. Ward is still on his right rear ever so slightly. And he is going to clear him for the spot. But let's see what Ward does. You know, that they've made some contact. We know what Ward does to guys who run into him. But Ward is going to let him go. So Jones is going to move into the third spot.
And Smith is really cutting into the lead now. He cut off another half a tenth or so.
The fourth spot, my bad.
And by turn 1 this next lap, Chris is going to be all over the bumper of Johnny Rapp here, coming to 12 laps to go at the line.
And honestly, it's no harm, no foul. Johnny Rapp is already our points leader. You know, looking ahead, he's probably more concerned about, you know, maintaining the points lead. I won't be surprised if he lets Chris Smith go because, you know, if he is too aggressive in trying to protect his lead, he might end up getting spun out. And that would not be good for the points, especially with the battle being so tight.
I don't know about letting him go, but I'm sure he'll do the smart thing if it comes to that. I'm here to win if I'm Johnny. I'm here to win if I'm out there myself. You know, you gotta go for the win every chance you get one because you don't always get the chance to win. But yeah, I'm sure Johnny will definitely play the smart game and come away with the best points outcome possible.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, you know, Johnny Rapp's a big picture racer. Obviously, he wants to win. You know, if he has the faster truck, he's going to do whatever he can to protect that lead. But if he knows, that, you know, there's no chance he's going to make it out of this without potentially, getting wrecked, he's probably going to let him go. I liken it to the 2001 Sharpie 500 when Jeff Gordon obviously had the big points lead over Ricky Rudd and Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart obviously went on to win that race. But Gordon led the most laps from my understanding, but at one point, I remember Rudd was all over the back of him, and it wasn't Larry McReynolds, it was Wally Dallenbach who said, you know what, Jeff Gordon's probably thinking, you know what, I'm focused on the championship, go ahead and pass, you're the faster car, I'm not trying to get myself wrecked and, lose a lot of points. And I think Johnny Rapp might have that in the back of his mind as we come down to the finish of this race, and Smith got into the rumble strips a little bit, got loose, so Rapp is going to be able to pull him down the front stretch. And we have 9 laps to go.
And both Ry Jones and Josh Ward got around Patrick Colby in 1 and 2 that last lap because Colby washed up the track a little bit. So he will fall back to 5th place. Yeah, Chris is sitting at just about 2/10 to a quarter of a second behind Johnny now. Again, that's where maybe he used too much tire trying to get to second, and he might also just be trying to resettle, get back into a groove, and get the tires cooled off a little bit for a late race charge here, as there's 8 laps to go as they head down the backstretch.
And now that we've had a little bit of a null in the action, and I did go back and check and see what happened to Paul Thomas, absolutely nothing. He literally just pulled off the track and exited the race. So Paul Thomas will finish today in the 14th position, and right now he scored 9 laps down, but another disappointing day for the number 42. And as you mentioned, the possibility of Chris Smith overcooking his tires, I think he may have burned his right rear because he has lost some ground to Rapp, and Rapp's on the older tires. Well, he was on the older tires, but it seems like right now, Rapp's tires might be in better shape despite, Smith pitting. And I think it's a product of Smith overdriving. He's hit the rumble strips a few times. He's had to, correct his truck. That uses up some rubber if you do that too much.
Definitely. But again, he also might have realized that a few laps ago and went into cool down mode so that he could make a late charge here. We'll see how this plays out, though, over the next 6 laps.
And looks like Evan Pienta just took the 7th spot from Matt Kuntz. But Matt Kuntz is not giving up. Here he comes to the inside, and Kuntz is going to blow past him easily to take the spot, but Pienta's got to run off the corner. He's going to get around his bumper, and Kuntz got loose. Kuntz got into the wall. Pienta's looking to the inside. Let's see what happens. Kuntz got a little bit too high. This is going to allow Pienta to get a run on the inside. And I think Kuntz is going to hold on. So Kuntz will maintain that position, or at least retain that position. And Chris Smith has cut a little bit into that lead from 4/10 down to 3/10, but we are running out of time. 4 laps to go in this race, and Johnny Rapp, our points leader and our pole sitter, you know, he might end up winning this race from the pole, just like Scott Sobczak did last week. But this race is technically still not over. Josh Ward, he's trying to work on Rye Jones. Got loose off the corner, and here they come down the backstretch.
And Josh needs this position because he needs every point he can to not lose, because he's gonna lose points finishing behind Johnny, and he wants to make that as little as possible so that he can still have a chance here going into the last 2 weeks.
But the problem here is that, you know, maybe Ward could use the bumper to get around Roy Jones to take the 3rd spot, gain as many points as he can. But the other thing you have to worry about is enemies. He already has one in Red Tucker. Red Tucker obviously is, you know, not too happy with Ward after what happened earlier in this race. So perhaps, you know, if Ward is in contention to win the championship, and he's going to get into him. He got into him coming down the front stretch. Jones was able to hold on to it. But, you know, if you make too many enemies and you happen to be in championship contention, you know, there may come a time where revenge catches up to you. And if Ward, you know, pulls the same move he did with Tucker, he might have a couple enemies as the championship comes down to the final few races.
And coming to 1 to go.
Oh, and he just slammed into Rye Jones. What's Jones going to do? He's going to hit him.
He tried to hook him, but he
tried to hook him.
And now he's going to try to hold off Colby, but he's not going to be. He might be able to.
Oh, my goodness. Well.
Last lap. Last lap.
It's a good thing we mentioned something, but Ward is going to have at least 1 enemy and possibly 2, depending on how Rhett Tucker handles things. But we're on the last lap. Johnny Rapp coming through turns 3 and 4. And what do you know? Johnny Rapp, he's done it again. He comes off turn 4, and Johnny Rapp will win the Evan Pienta Designs 150 here at the Worldwide Technology Raceway. Chris Smith 2nd, Josh Ward 3rd. Let's see what happens with Rye Jones and Josh Ward after this race. That definitely was not a bump and run. That was a plow and run from the 92. And he is going to just take him out.
I don't think that's going to be looked at kindly. We will go back and watch what happened there because we didn't quite catch that on stream live when Ward got into the back of Rye Jones. But here they are coming to. It was on 2 to go, right? It was coming to the white flag. Here they are coming down the backstretch, and Ward. He slammed him. Ward he just used him to slow down and get around him, and then Jones tried to right hook him, missed, and got into Colby there a little bit coming back onto the track, but Ward came away with 3rd place, and then
got destroyed after the race was over.
Yeah, and then tempers ensued. But Johnny Rapp is your winner here tonight. We will get your top 3 interviewed here in a minute. We'll bring them to you guys here in a minute.
Short track races, short track tempers.
Oh, there, he's already in there. All right, you want to take Josh Ward, our third place finisher here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Jo- Josh Ward, you're in the booth. You got a copy?
Hello? Hey, Josh. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Oh, here we go. Well, Josh, quite the race you had. Started off, with some contact with Rhett Tucker. You got sent to the end of the longest line, and you worked all your way back up. Got into Roy Jones there at the end. How would you sum up your day?
Um, the one with Rhett. Rhett's a really good driver. I actually really enjoy racing around him. That was just me not calculating the move correctly. I wanted to give him a little bump because he made a pretty aggressive move on the inside there, but I wasn't mad at the guy. It's nothing personal, and I did not expect to turn him around, and that was completely on me. I felt like an ass. With Rye, just kind of race how you get raced, I guess. I was committed to the corner, and last time I did that to him, he said he doesn't lift for stupid moves, and I thought that was a stupid move, so I didn't lift. But yeah, congrats to Johnny. Overall good season so far. Johnny just extended his lead over me, but he's a very good driver. He's very clean, and I think a lot of people in here respect the guy. So really happy for him.
Well, obviously we only have a handful of races left on the season. I'm not sure. We weren't listening to the driver chat. We tried to join in, and we joined in a little too late. I'm assuming Rhett probably wasn't too happy about it. Depending on how he handles it, Rye basically wrecked you at the end. He tried to right hook you. As we come down to the final couple races, are you concerned that you could see retaliation from potentially two drivers coming down to the end of this championship?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I already shot a message to Red. I mean, that was just completely on me. Just stupid move. Just rookie stuff that I shouldn't be doing. But Rye, I mean, this is just racing, and I'm not taking anything personally, but I race how I get raced, and if he wants to keep going, then okay. But as far as I'm concerned, that he said if someone makes stupid moves, he doesn't lift, and I told him next time I think he makes a stupid move, I'm not going to lift. So if he wants to come after me, he can come after me. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just here for fun, and not going to take it with me outside of the sim, but hopefully it created some interesting drama for you guys to watch.
Absolutely. I mean, the last 30, 40 laps, we were out here yelling and screaming. And I'm hungry for some spaghetti and meatballs. Huge meal after that. That was wild.
Well,
Probably the best race of the season.
Well, ever since
Yeah.
ever since that one caution changed up all the pit strategy, everyone got really aggressive. Is that the same thing you noticed too, when everyone got on different strategies?
Yeah, I mean, it was somewhat aggressive the entire race. But I mean, at the end, I just knew that I had old tires. I really thought I was going to get eaten up a lot quicker. So I'm pretty proud of holding on to third after, people in the back had 10 or 15 lap newer tires. But yeah, it was really interesting. And I mean, strategy plays a really fun part in this. And I'm sure it made for a great broadcast. I can't wait to watch it.
Oh, it was definitely a show on our end.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys having me.
Anyone you want to shout out or thanks before you head out here tonight?
Mr. Johnny Rapp for winning the race.
All right. Well, hopefully we'll get to talk to you again next week at Kansas.
All right. Thank you.
That was your third place finisher, Josh Ward. We will bring Chris Smith up here, your second place finisher, in just a moment. Chris, you got a copy? Chris Smith, you're in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got
Hey.
you.
You came home second tonight. It's definitely an interesting race. You were up there most of the night, but the couple late race cautions definitely helped you with the strategy and fuel, right? How do you think you had anything for Johnny? If you could have maybe cleared Patrick and who Rye was that or Josh? Yeah, Patrick and Josh there a little earlier.
Yeah, I kind of burned my stuff up trying to get through them. They were racing me hard, like they should, and I was just, I was just destroying my right front trying to get around them. I was driving it in a lot deeper than I had been all race long. And so by the time I cleared them, I got right up to Johnny. I just didn't have anything left to pass him. I was telling Ellis, I just didn't have any turn really in the center of the corner left, and I was able to get around those guys by making the run up off of 4 each time, and I just couldn't do that with him, and he was faster than me anyway all night, and Scott and Rye we were about 4th place truck tonight, so I'm really happy to come out of here with a second.
You got anything for him, Ryan?
Well, Chris, we were talking right before the race. You were talking about how it seems like Johnny Raptis finds himself at the at the front at some of these races. Maybe you hinted possibly at luck, and then ironically, you guys were 1-2 at the end. So, what were you thinking at the end there when you were closing in on the 52?
Well, Johnny, I shouldn't say it's luck. It's not really luck with him. I think he just manages the race really well. I think he's probably one of the best ones out here at managing the race and working his tires and working the strategies. He's probably thinking 2 stops ahead, whereas I'm only thinking 1 stop ahead. So he does a really good job at that. And on speed tonight, I think that it was between he and the 17 on the track tonight. So I'm not sure what happened between the 2 of them, but he had the pace on all of us tonight, and congratulations to him. He just extends that points lead.
He
And
he might have that golden horseshoe that Harvick was talking about Jimmy Johnson about a while ago now, but yeah,
But hey,
it's
he
gonna be
makes it
tough for
work.
Johnny. Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Credit to him and credit to his whole team and everything that they do. Before I get out of here, I just want to give a quick shout out to you guys for broadcasting for us all season. You guys do a really good job in the Truck Series, and I want to thank my league co-owner Ellis for all the work that he puts in. All the league sponsors, Sim Racing Tech, UD Awards, Apex Energy, and we had Evan Pienta Designs on. I was trying to get Evan a win tonight, but came up just a little bit short. But I want to thank all of them and all the league members for all their participation in all these weeks.
Well, hopefully your official duties here after the race don't take you too long tonight, and hopefully we get to see you again up here next week at Kansas.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thanks, guys.
Have a good one.
anytime, congratulations on a good run.
Thanks, man.
That was your 2nd place finisher, Chris Smith, tonight. And you want to take the winner, Johnny Rapp? We will bring him up here in just a moment.
Yeah, let's do it. Johnny Rapp, another win. Congratulations.
What's happening?
Well, I was just thinking, we were talking about this probably before the race or during the race, but I said that Johnny Rapp's like that guy in high school that didn't even study for the exam. He just shows up and he gets a 96%. And you ask one kid, like, hey, Brady, what'd you get on the test? I got a 46%. And then, hey, Johnny, what'd you get? Well, I didn't even study the damn thing, and I got a 97. Once again, Johnny Rapp's in victory lane. Congratulations, man. How would you sum up your day?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of, I don't know. Once the race started, I didn't think it was going to be worth a damn. But I got the pole. I'm like, all right, cool. Maybe I am worth a damn. And we kind of got the race going, and I was keeping pace with Scott. I led a little bit. He got by me. I kind of learned a little bit from him. Following him, like shifting in 3 and 4. I didn't think that was a good idea, and I fought it like halfway through the race, and then I finally gave in. I think that was a big key for pace. But yeah, I don't know. I felt like I was okay, and then I whiffed the strategy a little bit and kind of made up for it by saving a lot of gas and got lucky with a couple cautions, and here I am.
Sometimes luck is
And-
all you need, though.
Yeah.
And did you see that incident with Sobsack? And what was your take on it? It looked like to me that there was a lap car that had slowed up significantly, and you had to check up. And Sobsack dove into the corner, and I don't think he saw what was happening in front of you right away. And once he did, he tried to You tried to hold on to it to stay off of you, and then he overcorrected and smacked the wall. What was your vantage point of the accident?
So first off, I hated to see that because I mean, me and him were pretty much, tied together at the hip the whole race, and it would have been a good race, I think. Uh, Regardless, if it would have went green, that would have been a good race. But yeah, the seven, I know he was on older tires, and we went in the corner. I was not expecting him to slow down as much as he did. That's on me, really. I locked him up, got sideways, and then Scott locked him up, and instead of hitting me, I think he kind of overcorrected it a little bit. Then, yeah, I mean, you hate to say it, man. He had a good race going, and that was gonna be fun. That was gonna be fun, but
Well, you come away with it again. You survived it. Your competitors didn't. You got it was your fourth win of the season, right? Next week's Kansas. You looking for the same thing next week, or how do you feel about that?
uh, I don't know. I think Kansas is gonna be kind of like Las Vegas, where like you have to send it to be up front, but there's not really like a good way to pass because everybody's gonna be running kind of the same line and be draft blocked a little bit. I don't know. If it goes green, there might be some opportunity for that, but I think it'll uh, not really my kind of track, or maybe it is. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna go there and try to have fun with it anyway. See what we can do. Maybe we'll pull a Chase Perry strategy out of the bag, and I don't know.
All right. Well, again, congrats on your win tonight. Is there anyone you want to thank or shout out before you head out here?
Yeah, we're gonna shout out my dad. I know he's watching. We got my buddy Charlie Taylor out there. He's watching too. I hear him yelling Wu Tang in the background. Uh, you guys for putting the show on here, and everybody SSRL and all their sponsors that keep the show going. And uh, oh, I do want to shout out Jacob because he took a little time for the race to uh, run some laps with me, give me some pointers, help me out a little bit, got me put it in the right direction. So shout out to him and Ryan and all the other payday guys.
All right. Well, again, congrats on your win, and hopefully we'll talk to you again next week. And have a good one, man.
Thank you. You too.
Peace. All right. Well, that was your winner, Johnny Rapp. We will show the results here as we wind down. Any thoughts on tonight, Ryan?
It was an exciting race, and it was definitely more exciting than I expected. I expected, more green flag racing, and instead we were treated to an instant classic. So, it was a great race. How about you, Tony?
Well, there was definitely some fireworks again. That's definitely that definitely helped bring the excitement factor up. But it was some good excitement until obviously the post race thing was I don't think was called for necessarily, but people get heated and things happen. But I think it was a pretty good race. Everyone did a really good job. Again, I think once the pit cycles got all off kilter for everyone, people got really aggressive, and you saw people like Emmanuel and Leach and them really push hard to get to the lead and stay in the lead. And we saw a lot of different faces up front, and it was just a really good race tonight. I think it was probably my favorite race to watch and call this season.
Same here. And obviously this is my first time behind the mic in quite some time. In fact, yeah, I'm trying to think. Because when I left Fox News, that was 2018. That was 5 years ago. So it's been great getting back, in the mix of things. And the Apex Energy Truck Series drivers have made this a heck of a lot of fun, and I'm blessed to be here. It has been a blast, and I haven't even raced a Gateway before, but now I like the track. Not so much with the Cup cars, but the trucks, all about it.
Well, the Trucks definitely put on a good show here. And again, he's Ryan O'Hara, and I'm Tony Hilburn. Thanks to everyone for coming tonight, and we will see you guys next week at Kansas.
We sure will. And once again, Johnny Rapp, your winner of the Evan Pienta Designs 150 for his 4th win of the 2023 Apex Energy Truck Series season. I'm Ryan O'Hara, and he's Tony Hilbrand. Have a great night.